Amorim vows to keep Fernandes. Amid Saudi interest, Manchester United's future hinges on leadership, legacy, and hard decisions. Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim has made it clear Bruno Fernandes remains central to his vision for the club's future. Amid swirling transfer rumors linking the Portuguese playmaker to a mega money move to Saudi Arabia, Amorim doubled down on his commitment to retain the United captain, even as the club faces mounting financial pressure and uncertain European prospects. With Al-Hilal reportedly preparing an astronomical offer to lure Fernandes to the Saudi Pro League ahead of this summer's FIFA Club World Cup, Amorim is pushing back on the idea of letting one of his few remaining constants walk away. "Our idea hasn't changed," said Amorim. "We want to keep our best players, and Bruno is clearly one of the top players in the world. We want Bruno here." Bruno Fernandes, the beating heart of Manchester United. Now 30, Fernandes is nearing 5.5 years in a United shirt. Since arriving from Sporting CP in January 2020, over that time, he's become far more than just a midfield orchestrator. He's become the emotional core, the voice in the dressing room, and, perhaps more than anyone else, the symbolic link to United's aspirations for relevance in the modern era. This season alone, Fernandes has produced 19 goals and 18 assists across all competitions, staggering numbers considering United's overall inconsistency. His technical creativity, work ethic, and unrelenting will to win remain unmatched in the current squad. It's easy to understand his importance, not just because of the numbers, but the way he plays and the leadership he brings, Amorim explained. He's the captain for a reason. He leads by example and by personality. Of course, a lot of clubs want a player like Bruno. That's normal. But he is a top player, and we need top players. United's financial dilemma: keep Bruno or fund. The rebuild? Yet keeping Fernandes isn't just a football decision. It's also a financial one. Amorim inherited a fractured squad and an expensive wage bill bloated by underperforming stars and redundant depth. To overhaul the team in his image, United's leadership knows player sales will be necessary, and few assets hold as much market value as Fernandes. His current contract runs until 2027, giving United control, but Saudi clubs like Al-Hilal are believed to be offering sums that could tempt even the most reluctant sellers. With the Club World Cup expanding in 2025 and Saudi Arabia desperate for global relevance, Fernandes is viewed as an ideal marquee signing for their growing league. Amorim understands the business side but remains adamant that keeping Fernandes is non-negotiable unless the player himself forces the issue, which there's currently no indication of. Still, if United fail to qualify for next season's UEFA Champions League, a key source of revenue and appeal to top talent, the pressure to cash in on stars like Bruno will only increase. Europa League, United's lifeline to the Champions League. United's best remaining path to the Champions League is through silverware, specifically by winning the Europa League. And they're now heavy favorites to reach the final after a commanding 3-0 first-leg win away at Athletic Bilbao in the semi-finals. The statistics are overwhelmingly in their favor. No team has ever overturned a 3-goal first-leg deficit. In the 133 previous instances in European competition history, Athletic traveled to Old Trafford missing several key attackers, including Inaki Williams, Nico Williams, and their top scorer Oyhan Sanset, all out due to injury. Under normal circumstances, this should be done, Amorim acknowledged. But if you look at our season, anything is possible. A season of chaos, the worst in 50 years. Indeed, unpredictability has been United's defining trait in 2024-25. A look at their season reveals staggering volatility. In the FA Cup semi-final, they surrendered a 3-goal lead against Championship side Coventry, requiring a controversial VAR offside decision to reach penalties. In the Europa League quarter-finals, they were 2-0 up against Lyon before collapsing to 4-2 down in extra time, despite Lyon being reduced to 10 men, only to rally again. In the Premier League, they sit mid-table, their lowest points total. At this stage, in decades. Sometimes we're one team, then something happens and we lose our minds, Amorim admitted. We don't always control the story. That's what's most frustrating. It was this same instability that led to his infamous post-match outburst in January following a 3-1 defeat at home to Brighton, where he labeled the side maybe the worst team in the 137-year history of the club. Looking back, Amorim still stands, by the sentiment, if not the hyperbole. I think you have to see the quote in the moment. Things can change. But if you look at the Premier League, we have the worst results this club has ever had. Maybe not in history, but in the last 50 years, possibly, from rock bottom to redemption. Yet even in this chaos, there's a strange glimmer of hope. United could end the season as the worst-performing league side in their history, and still emerge with a European trophy. That dichotomy, Amorim says, represents the paradox of his team, deeply flawed, but still alive. We need to score, too. Go to the next round. We will have to suffer, but we are still here, and we still have a chance. If they do lift the Europa League, and thus qualify for the Champions League, it may offer the breathing room needed to build the next phase of United under Amorim, a younger, hungrier, more cohesive side, potentially centered once again around Fernandes. But if they fail? The summer could bring major exits, with Fernandes leading the list. What's next for Manchester United? Europa League semi-final, second leg versus Athletic Bilbao. Thursday, 8th May, 20 Juv, BST Old Trafford. United lead 3-0 on aggregate. Premier League fixtures remaining. United must maximize points to keep even slim hopes of top 4 alive summer transfer window. Expect a major overhaul, but how big it is may depend on Thursday's result. Bruno Fernandes remains at the heart of everything, a symbol of the club's past 5 years, and potentially the foundation for the next 5. The question is, will Manchester United let him lead them forward, or will financial necessity and the allure of Saudi money write a different ending? Thank you for watching Football Social Change, your source for trusted news and insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay informed.